What it do, peeps? It's the Beat Chef from Watch the Damn Tape. Hit that like, that share, that subscribe button. Hit that bell to get notified when I drop my next video. To my new subscribers, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoy the show, and I hope you get something from the content. To my day ones, thank you for helping me build this platform and continue this WNBA conversation. Chicago travels to Indiana, plays the Fever. Tough week for the Chicago Sky. Angel Reese really did her team no justice with the article. And then they had the player meeting. This was the first game of her suspension for the technical foul against Aaliyah Edwards, but this was also the first game after the team meeting and all the grievances were put on the table and everybody had a come to Jesus meeting. So I was really interested to see how they would respond and how they would play. With that being said, this was a rec league game at best. Indiana basically led throughout, as they should. They've owned the Sky all season. This was their fifth win against the Sky this season, 97-77. But they led throughout the game. First quarter, 31-15. Kelsey Mitchell has 12 points in that first quarter. Dominant. But one thing I liked about Kelsey Mitchell in this game, when she touched the paint, she drew two defenders and she gave the ball up to the person who was open. And they executed. And she did that time and time again. Whether it was Howard early, you leave Howard to go help somebody with Kelsey. Kelsey finds Howard, easy layup. Damaris Dantas, Aaliyah Boston, you name it. Whenever Kelsey Mitchell touched that paint, just like Debbie Antonelli says on most games, if she touches that paint, things happen. She was assertive when she needed to be, but she dished the ball. 8 assists. When she plays like this, she makes everybody around her better, and she makes the Fever a lot more dangerous. With that being said, Chicago. Some of the stuff Chicago did in this game, little chippiness. Odyssey Sims, busted lip, looked like the Hamburglar. Lexi Hull, split lip, bleeding from the mouth, looked like she was in Rocky 6. Ariel Atkins doing shoulder shrugs to get loose balls. It was rec league. It was almost like a professional basketball team playing a rec league team, and the rec league team saying, "Hey, we don't have anything to prove. We don't have nothing to lose. Man, we just gonna put it to them. Even if we can't beat them, we're just gonna try to beat them." And that's what it was. It was rec league basketball, and the refs let them get away with a lot of it. But it was rec league. And that's why they got their butts tore up the way they got tore up. Because they should have took their anger out on Angel Reese instead of trying to injure Fever players. But with that being said, Michaela Owen Wary, 20 minutes, had 18 points. Maddie Westbell got in foul trouble early. No, I'm a big Notre Dame fan. 3 of 5, only had 7 points. Carmilla Cardoza, she had a decent game. 33 minutes, had 18 points. Third quarter, she cooked. They started going, feeding her, and they cut the margin on the lead. They didn't really get it real close, but she had a lot to do with that. I mean, she played well. She hit Damaris Dantas with a damn shoulder. I've never understood how a person 6'7", because I've seen Shakira Austin do the same thing this season. How are you 6'7" and you drop down to the height of a person that's 5'5", and then come back up with a shoulder like a battering ram, and she knocked fire from Dantas. But it was a lot of that thugginess going on in this game. What I thought was surprising was Rachel Banham, probably their most consistent 3-point shooter outside of Rebecca Allen, but she didn't even have a point. Only shot the ball 3 times. I know the Angel Reese thing really affected her in particularly. And it also affected Ariel Atkins. 4 of 8, only had 10 points, had 5 turnovers. Sloppy game by Ariel Atkins. Elizabeth Williams, I think Elizabeth Williams is on the executive board for the Players Association. She's 4 of 5, 13 points. Rebecca Allen, like I mentioned earlier, only played 15 minutes, only had 3 points. Kia Nurse, same thing, 15 minutes, 3 points. Sergey Yuvin, 5 points in 19 minutes. This team's just bad. This team is bad for a number of reasons, but one in particular, they don't have a point guard. Point guard is so important. That's why this team is lost. That's why they lost on offense. They never brought in a point guard. It's hard to bring in a point guard. They tried to make Rachel Banham lead the offense, and it's been a disaster. They tried to let Angel Reese lead the offense and be a point forward, and she can't shoot. But they shot 52% this game, but they shot 18% from 3, 2 of 11. Not going to cut it. And they're not a good three-point shooting team to begin with. 75% from the free throw line. The Fever. Natasha Howard got to more loose balls and second chance buckets than a little bit in this game. 7 of 8, 18 points. By far her best percentage shooting game in a couple weeks. Good to see her, even though she's only playing like 22 minutes. Her minutes are coming down. So somebody else is going to have to step up because I think they wore her out the whole season. And now that back is just giving her problems. Aaliyah Boston continues her slide towards the never-ending story. And it's been a never-ending story of 11 points. Didn't even get double digits in rebounds. Only had 4 rebounds. Had 5 assists. Needs you to be in that paint banging. But like I said, her new nickname, we call her Butter now. At my house, Aaliyah Butter Boston, because she's soft like butter. Odyssey Sims, fat lip and all, 5 of 9, 13 points. Her lip was swole. Swole, boy. Kelsey Mitchell, 6 of 13, 20 points, 8 assists. Played efficient. Did what was necessary when it was time for her to take over. She took over, but when it was time to dish, she dished. And dishing is an infectious thing on a basketball team. Everybody's passing the ball. Everybody's getting involved. Everybody's moving around. The Fever are at their best when they're moving around and the ball's getting spread around. And that's what happened today. Lexi Hull, 31 minutes, 4 of 9, 1 of 5 from the 3. They shot threes terrible. 9 points, but Lexi helped on Banham, helped slow down Rebecca Allen, did her job. Them are the 2 3-point shooters, the 2 players on this team that'll kill you if you leave them open. Damaris Dantas, she need to get in the paint. 1 of 6 from the 3, 3 of 9 from the field, 7 points. Get in the paint and bang. Like you did with Carmela Cardozo when she knocked fire from your butt. We need you to do the same thing on offense. Get in that paint and bang. Brianna Turner, she just here just to be here. Executive board member, 2 points in 18 minutes. She's just a joke. I can't believe she was a first-round pick. I mean, wow. What scouting department? What did they see? Michaela Timpson continues to be in the never-ending story, too. She's in the land of the lost. 3 minutes, 4 points. Don't get no time. Shea Petty, 14 minutes, 3 points. And Ariel Powers, who now is starting to get minutes, 22 minutes, 4 of 9. One of her better shooting performances since she's been with the Fever. Had 10 points, 3 assists, and 2 steals. Because she's a guard playing power forward. And she's spelling Natasha Howard most times, which is very weird. It's going to see how it plays out in the playoffs when they play these better teams. Bree Hall, the most famous temporary player in WNBA history, been with the Valkyries like 3 times, and now she's with the Fever. And she's just like they went to Manpower and just said, hey, we need a person, we need a body. and they say, hey, we got a Bree Hall in here. You can have her. Take her for a couple games. Take her for 3 weeks, whatever. Just take her. Shot 52% from the field. Shot poorly from three. 26%. 78% from the free throw line. One thing they did do, they got in that paint tonight. This night, they got in the paint. They banged. They banged. They had 50 points in the paint. You can't beat that on any day. So that was good to see, especially from the last game, which was abysmal. But yeah, they got in the paint this game. They did that. Had a lot of points off of turnovers. Had 28 points off turnovers, which was huge. Like I said, it was rec basketball. The Sky played loose and reckless, and the Fever played with composure and poise, and that's what really helped them get this win. 27 assists to only 9 turnovers. They've only had a few games under double digits and single digits in turnovers, and this was one of them, and it was a win. Usually when they keep it under 14, they win, but this was a good game. This is one of the highest assist output games as well. So that was good to see. Like I said, when they play team basketball, it's a good team. It's a good team. And the way the playoff standings are now, with them being in the 7th seed because of that loss by Seattle to New York, now Seattle's fallen to the 8th spot, and they got the Sparks on their heels now. So the 7th spot played the 2 seed. Last week it would have been the Aces. This week it's the Atlanta Dream. Now, They won the season series against Atlanta. I believe if they make it to the playoffs and they play Atlanta, I believe they'll beat Atlanta in the first round. Atlanta's not the same Atlanta team they were earlier in the season. And number 2, Jordan Canada's not there. And Brittany Griner has slowed down significantly than what she was at the beginning of the season. She was a force. She's not that anymore. Age has caught up with her as well. So I could see them getting Atlanta in the first round and actually squeaking out on that. It might go 5 games in that first series, but I think they can get Atlanta. They don't want to play Las Vegas at all. Las Vegas would be a nightmare for the Indiana Fever at this point, the way the team is constructed. And Las Vegas is playing well. They just beat Minnesota the other day, 13 wins in a row, so they're on a roll. But I thought this game was interesting for that aspect of the rec league ball, playing against a team that had nothing to lose and was going to dirty it up like they do. And you weather the storm. Next up, the Mystics. That's going to be an interesting game because the Mystics are in tank mode. They're playing Alicia Clark more minutes and still playing the youngsters. So Indiana should be able to get a good win. It'll be a hell of a contest because Washington will play under par the first half and then try to come back and mount a series comeback in the second half. They've done it a number of times, and a number of times they've gotten their butts caught up doing that same crap. But that should be an interesting game. That Minnesota game that finished out the season is going to be interesting. I'm watching Minnesota and the Valkyries play now, and they're resting players. So there's no telling who they're going to rest that last game of the season, especially if they got the number 1 seed locked up. But I'll do a review on the the Valkyrie Lynx game and post that in the morning. But until next time, folks, peace.